Alright, welcome everyone. My name is Jason. I'm a DPS player for the guild Pop-Tart Corndog. Hold on, is there anything sus here? No, I think we're all good. Okay, my guild just killed Mythic Gallywix last night. Wanted to do a kind of a dive into my play and Evoker in general on that boss, specifically Flameshaper. I don't know if I was the first to play Flameshaper on that boss, but first I've seen on that boss. Not a lot of information available on playing Flameshaper there. That said, it's pretty straightforward. It's a boss killer spec, so it is, as you might expect, targeting the boss a lot and doing big fuck damn. That's our boss damage for the kill. Guild Evoker was doing pretty well. He had a death, unfortunate. He was deep breathing and he got double ticked by the lines, so he was doing pretty well until then. So he finished kind of low. He got res, but wasn't enough to overcome the death here. But Flameshaper still, throughout the whole prog, as it was, the stronger boss damage spec by quite a bit. So if you have the add damage in P1 in particular, I think it's a no-brainer to go Flameshaper on this boss. Making sure you beat that in Rage at the end is definitely worth it. We beat that in Rage pretty comfortably by about probably, I think we had about 8 seconds left before we totally wiped, and probably about 4 seconds left before most of the raid was dead. But I think it's at least in decent part because I picked a spec that was such good boss damage. So, with that said, we'll get into some of the choices that we made, or I made. These are the talents that I ran. I ran Life Cinders for the cone soak in the last phase that does a split heal absorb. Does damage and a heal absorb on all the people that's soaked, and it's just everyone has the heal absorb on them, and it's split between everyone. So as much healing as possible during that is good. So I was hitting the Warlock with it, and that was good. It did about 14 million healing on the kill, so that's just an extra 14 million healing into the heal absorb that didn't have to be done by healers. We were running overall to remove the enrage from the wrenchmongers in phase 1. This was my suggestion because there was some other talk about having individual assignments to remove the enrage, and there was talk about losing like a leech point or something else, but I just decided to take a point out of Enkindled for it, because 3% flipping flame damage, who cares? It's whatever it is, 1,000 DPS, couple thousand, who cares? I don't care. I didn't do the sim, I don't actually know what the number is, but surely it isn't that big of a deal. Time Spiral is fantastic on this fight. We had 2 Evokers, so this was always up when we wanted it. And, as per every fight, Evokers are a force multiplier onto themselves. The more Time Spirals you have, the happier you are. So, yeah, this felt great. Yeah, otherwise pretty straightforward here. There is, Guild was talking about if he was running a Flameshaper build, that he would have run the Scorching Embers build for this boss. I'm not sure I agree. I think that the Scorching Ember, or the Firestorm build, is a little more straightforward to run, and it's I think it's a little, I don't know if it's better, but it's close enough that I think the chance to get a Snapfire Firestorm on a group of ads is worth it, even if you lose the chance to spec into Eternity Span, because that's what you would do on this fight if you were going for this build. Ignore the class tree. But if you were going for Ember Storm, you would do this, and then you would be able to Eternity Surge and Shattering Star and hit multiple targets, which would be pretty good. I'm not saying it wouldn't be good, but it would. There are points in the fight where I think I'd just rather have the Firestorm and Snapfire, as well as the simplicity of being able to just play the game and not worry about thinking about, do I need to rank 2 this, do I need to rank 1 this, yeah, for Prague, I'm not convinced on this spec. It's not enough of an upgrade single target in theory, and I'm not convinced that it is an upgrade in theory. So, anyway, that's the talent choices. Gear, I just picked up this. Don't hate me. I just picked up this Jaster Diamond from the weekly quest, like a couple hours before we started the raid, so that was pretty welcome. My stats are. Hold on. Trick, by the way, if you don't know, you can set your Windsinger gem, Windsinger's Rune Citrine, by taking it off, and if your highest stat is whatever, then you can put it back on, and then you can switch your stats back to whatever you want, and it'll keep the gem. Like, see, it's still set to crit, even though my highest stat is Mastery, and you can tell because if I take it off, my crit plummets, and then if I put it back on, my Mastery is really high and crit is low. So that's what I did for this fight, is I set it to crit, took it off, put it back on, and I went back to my full set. I crafted a neck right before raid after I got the Jaster Diamonds, so that I have enough haste and crit for this set. The robot was telling me to take off Cersei Circlet, but I just don't believe it. This is too many stats. I just think it's wrong. It was also simming where this would change in the middle of combat, and it doesn't do that. So let's set to Mastery. Cool. It doesn't do that. So I'm not convinced that you take this off until like 678 rings. Because it's like 8,000 secondaries. So I just, yeah, anyway. And then I have Kazan is fantastic on Gallywix. It's a almost 10 minute fight. If I had the deck of, or House of Cards, I'd be running that for sure. But I'm stuck with Signet of the Priory, which, with my balance of stats, means whatever whatever Flask of Alchemical Chaos procs is, or Ascension from the or Ascendance, whatever that procs is what it is going to be. Unless it's versatility, and then it's going to be then it's going to be crit, I think, which is what I want. So that is ideal. Anyway, but then this is the outlier here, the gold coated superconductors. You can get these from Mythic 0. I fucking slammed my head into Mechagon 10s until they dropped Hero Track, but because I didn't get lucky enough to get them from our M0 splits. So anyway, these are fantastic. I'll show you at the beginning how you can get them at the beginning of the fight, and then you basically keep them rolling for a huge portion of the fight. It's I kept this buff. I think the uptime was, I'm gonna bring up a log. I think it was 80%. It was 80%. So there was this gap here, which did lose a full Dragon Rage with the buff, which is unfortunate. If I had known that, I probably would have dipped into the electricity to proc it, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not too stressed about it. In the future, I'll probably I'll like make a reminder to dip into electricity at like 8 minutes or 7:50 or something, just to proc the electricity and get the superconductive buff. But it's not something that's like dire. It's a lot of stats, but anyway. I had it for 4 out of 5 Dragon Rages. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, I'm missing it for 5. It's pretty good. I would, if I were progging this fight in the future, I would set a reminder. Here, actually, we can go into LR. So, what's happening? Oh, okay. So this is actually a perfect timing. So right after the mayhem rockets, I'm just gonna zoom into that part of the fight. Okay, so check this out. You're doing this part of the fight, right? And the buff is down. You don't have it because he's doing this for so long that he's not doing his finale blast. And literally, the solution here is to just dip into the lightning for 1 second, and then you win. That's as simple as it is right there. You just set a reminder for 7:50 to dip into the lightning, and you win. So that's. Yeah, really, really straightforward. You don't even soak here. It's the left soak first, so there's no damage happening. Yeah, anyway. So that would have been cool if I had known or realized that beforehand, but I do now. I'm going to set that down. I'm going to make that reminder. We can all watch. Perfect. All right. On to the main event. So, got the basics out of the way. I was running Leech Enchants, by the way, to help remove the the heal absorb. Did a fair amount of leech. I would say that was pretty successful. Anyway. So we start the fight over by this electricity field, and this procs superconductive, the bracer buff. It lasts for a minute, so lasts for your full opening Dragon Rage if you proc it about 10 seconds before the pull. I'm getting Power Infusion. It's really good on Flameshaper. So one thing I wish I had been doing, I used to have this macro, but I stopped using it, but I really need to bring it back. I used to have a cancel or a burnout Living Flame macro that would cancel burnout and cast Living Flame. So, because I have 3 stacks of Leaping Flames here, so after... Okay, I'll come back up a second. So after I Eternity Surge and drain my essence here, if I were to hard cast 3 Leaping Flames Living Flame, and there's people injured here, there always are people injured on this part of the fight. I would get 2 stacks of Essence Burst immediately, and then if I cast Disintegrate, then the third one of the following Leaping Flames would still be en route and heal after I consumed the Essence Burst, and I would get another Essence Burst, so I would get 3 Essence Burst for the price of one Living Flame. Anyway, I don't have that macro right now, so I didn't do it. Anyway. So I'm saving this Iridescence for in case I get a Shattering Star proc. I don't. So, I never get the Shattering Star to line up, so I just send the Iridescence on the Engulf. And I make sure that I hit all the targets with the frontal, the fire breath. So it's my job to Oppressing Roar the first set of ads. That's why I have overall. I had an obnoxious burp. Weak Aura. There's a if you have the liquid Weak Auras, there's a nameplate Weak Aura that shows the icon, and then I made it so that it burped at me whenever it showed up, and then I made it so that it only showed up if my Oppressing Roar was off cooldown. So I'll actually play this and see what I'm talking about. Yeah, really annoying, right? So perfect for when you have a job that needs to be done. It's something really annoying that you can't ignore. Anyway, so we were baiting the frontal. If you had rockets, you got the hell out of there. These people are all doing it right. They're gone, and then so we can all stand roughly around here and bait the frontal. And this is all pretty standard stuff. We're just playing, we're just gaming. Doing the soaks here. I had the second from the front. Time spiral. Most evokers are all evokers pretty much are playing Scale Commander, and what they're doing here is they're hovering over and then they're deep breathing these ads and fucking them. If you look at Gilg's damage, I'm sure he'll shoot way up here. Any minute now. Okay, maybe not. Anyway, alright. Sorry, Gil. But they're going to town on these ads, and we made the call late in our first day of prog to not focus so much on the technician, and I was never focusing on the wrenchmongers with the spec. It was never my job, because I would like fire breath the technician and engulf it and do damage to it, and I would be one of the top damage to it. But that was just because we wanted to see more of the fight. But once we were getting into the flow of it, it was like, okay, we can probably pull some stuff off of it. So once we made that call, I was like, okay, that's me. I'll pull myself off of it. And so I stayed up on the boss more. We made a call to hit one of them. I'll actually play the audio when we get there. But yeah, so yeah, we're just gaming. Baiting the frontal. Hover is fantastic here. Rockets are getting the fuck out. Okay, so this was a mistake. I walk from this circle to this circle, and I don't press anything. I should have pressed scales here. I almost die. I didn't. It doesn't do quite enough damage to kill, but it was really close. I have 14 seconds of Shattering Star. Sheesh. Renewing Blaze is pretty good for this. Okay, so I make some mistakes during this Dragon Rage. I want to kind of go over them. So this is all fine so far. I'm gonna do the Depressing Roar on these guys. Good. Now, I just engulfed. What did I engulf? Fucking nothing. That did absolutely nothing. Here, go back a second. It just came off cooldown. I have Shattering Star on the target. Okay, so I engulfed a Shattering Star. No Iridescence. And Fire Breath is coming off cooldown, like, right then, too. I lost, like, 5 seconds of... No. I lost fully, like, 6 seconds of cooldown reduction on Fire Breath. And 20% damage on Engulf. Because I was hasty. So, hold on. I want to do a thing. Let's do a new text. Okay. Is that on there? Can you see that? Yeah. Engulf fails 1. All right. I'm gonna keep a running tally of how many times we fuck up Engulf, because it wasn't just one. Just to keep an idea of like how much room for improvement there is on this kill. anyway, we cringe on. So. Frontal, this for some reason doesn't kill you, even though there's like 4 of them stacked. I think if they're stacked like that and they all go off at the same time, they don't actually double tick. I was saving Fire Breath here. Oh, sorry. This is where we call to, I'm gonna play the audio.
Get in.
Mine, so I don't have to fucking walk around like a dumbass for that.
Why we're doing it here. Taking your lines out.
Oh yeah, can we kill the next green like 5 seconds faster maybe? Maybe not even that much?
That's the technician.
No.
We're talking about killing the next green technician. That's the first kill target.
Get in.
Mine, so I don't have to fucking walk around like a dumbass for 30 seconds.
So, I always save Fire Breath for these ads.
On the green, man.
And then, so usually I'd been targeting the boss and just cleaving with Engulf off the boss. But when Corey called to hit the technician, I targeted the technician, engulfed it. I was the top damage on this technician, because Flameshaper is really good at this type of thing. So, yeah.
Getting ready to do your soaks.
So yep, we're killing this technician. That's another time spiral for me. This technician is supposed to live a little longer. One really important thing that I have neglected to mention this whole time. So this burning adrenaline buff from Flameshaper, I noticed, because this is the first tier I played Flameshaper, and maybe this is common knowledge, and I'm, old and welcome to the party, etc. But if you, this speeds up the next cast by 30%, which includes Disintegrate, but it doesn't consume the buff with Disintegrate until the end of the cast, meaning if you chain Disintegrate, it will buff the following Disintegrate as well. So you can actually buff 2 Disintegrates in a row with 1 Burning Adrenaline. Or if you engulf twice in a row, you can buff 3 Disintegrates in a row. It's not usually how you use the double Burning Adrenaline, but still. I do try to maximize that throughout the fight. I really, really like it. And I try to do it all the time. It's something that if you pay attention to, you'll see me actively channeling the hasted Disintegrates, even if Eternity Surge comes off cooldown in the middle of it. Maybe that's wrong, but yeah. So here I only get the first cast off because I need to go bait the frontal. So. It's on the bones, by the way. And here we're saving Engulf. And our empowers. I got a Snapfire proc, which is great. We love it for these ads. Okay. We're about to increment our counter here because I mess up Engulf again. We're using a pressing roar on these ads to make them more easily stunnable and CCable. Yeah, so, okay, a couple things. I'm trying to hard cast a Flamestorm here. I should be in here, I think. I've consistently played right here, but looking at where this beam is, there's no way I shouldn't have just played right here. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Okay, I should have just played right there, where the melee are. It's so safe. There's nothing happening. Instead, I walked through lightning. Anyway, next. What I needed to do was I needed to just cast Fire Breath and hit most of the ads, or get like right there, and hit as much as possible, including the boss. And then turn V-Surge, and then Engulf, and then start disintegrating. What did I do instead? I engulfed with Shattering Star. Why? Why did I do this? Panic. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Don't know what went through my mind, but it wasn't good. It was really bad, actually. I think I was waiting for Tip the Scales for some reason, but obviously it wasn't coming up in time, so yeah, it was just poor. Anyway, we're going over to our right side. This is where we live. We're clipping Disintegrate. We're probably engulfing here because we're running out of time before we reach max charges. Yeah, we do. And then we bait close, and then we go far. It's a good engulf. And like I said, I try to do the double disintegrate after engulf. We get in for the soak. That's Zephyr, and you can Renewing Blaze every single one of these. It's really good. Renewing Blaze on all those is really, really good. It's my time spiral, I think. Do I have time spiral? Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, it's my time spiral. We've got do I engulf here? Yeah, I do. I think I just Obsidian Scales here and eat the bombs, which is better than moving with the rockets. You don't want to move with the rockets, and then you don't want to stay in that either. You have to move. This is another one where you bait close and then run far. And then Renewing Blaze again. Like I said, I was hurrying the Warlock with my Cinder or Renewing Blaze. And then I was doing the rescue job. So, a few polls ago, I got one of these circles. It was right after this. I got one of these. Is coming out? Yeah, I got one of these. So, what I needed to do is I needed to force my way to the back or something. Because I got one of these circles and it's like I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Excuse me. And so we wiped. Because I wasn't in position. Also, I doubled up on a fucking DH, which is horrific. It was a terrible, terrible mistake for me. So then I added a
Take your bombs out.
reminder.
We're doing the rescue, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, I did not want to miss that again, so I added a reminder that screamed at me. So I go back here, hang out for a little bit, and I got rockets, so I don't move. And then we rush over to the other side. Should have Shattering started first there before the fire breath, but that's okay. Not a big deal. This is my oppressing ore again. So for this one, I'm doing the melee shuffle instead of the range shuffle. I like the melee shuffle better. I wasn't targeting the sentries. Maybe I should have, but it seemed like they were taken care of, so it didn't seem very necessary. And this is where I should have dipped into the electricity. I didn't have the superconductive buff from the bracers, and I didn't realize that. Had I known, and had I realized that he wasn't going to give me one for like another minute, then I would have definitely done it. I have the reminder now, so I'll do that in the future. But if you have the bracers, this is a good time to do it. Just dip in either side, dip into the electricity for 1 tick, and you get the buff for a minute. So, good time to do it. Oh, hold on. I didn't increment my engulf fails. I think it was 2. I think we're up to 2. And we're about to get another one. Come on, engulf. 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 Thank you. Okay. So we finally engulf. Engulf. Alright, he didn't engulf. He being me. Shattering start? Engulf. 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 Do it. He doesn't engulf. I already know. He waits until he doesn't have iridescence anymore, and then he engulfs. So, I'm gonna increment the counter again. And I almost, I don't almost die. I take a lot of damage here because the fire kind of forces me into it. Because we have people playing up here. I don't really love that, but it's fine. And I get these rockets, I just get out of this line, and I pop a defensive to save the bombs. Gallywix back up. That's a fake animation for the frontals when tank swap happens. One more suppression. I actually go in the back third. Like some sort of long-armed freak. And then this is the final part of the fight. We get to kill him before he kills us. And kill him we do. There, I'll play some nerd screams. If
Are you in place?
Hold down.
VIPs just live.
Make sure you kill. Do you have his spell word?
Yeah. Going west.
West, yeah. It's so easy, bro. It's so fucking
so
easy.
easy.
go.
It was the mage.
He just sprinted ahead of us when that's supposed to
loot.
happen.
Oh my gosh. We got the T-Bell. We got the T-Bell.
Oh my God, we got the T-Bell? No way.
We got the T-Bell.
No way.
We got T-Bell.
Ronnie!
T-Bell.
Give them out.
Ronnie, please.
Okay. And that's it. So, we can go into some stuff in the logs. I think I had 3 clear-cut engulf fails. Maybe there were others that I missed, but those were the 3 that I picked out and were like, fuck. You know? And there were others, I'm sure, that I didn't have Shattering Star up for, but I had Iridescence. And that's, you know, it's what it's. Like, oh yeah, it's a 5 casts of Engulf that I didn't have Shattering Star up for. And 4 casts of Engulf that I didn't have Iridescence Red for. Let's see, did I have any... It doesn't say I cast it during none, so it didn't look like I have any super fails, but a few fails. So, yeah, the regrets I have, I wish I'd been a little bit better with Engulf. I wish I had stepped into the Lightning for the Superconductive buff for that last Dragon Rage. Yeah. So, but you can see our overall damage here. I was quite high in overall. As far as Evokers go, well, we can just look at some of our important added damage and boss damage. Boss damage, this is the highest parse or highest DPS total I've seen since or of any spec. I was getting PI, so definitely higher than most specs because of that. 40 was getting Autumn, but no PI. Gilg was getting PI, but he died. And then Orc got 1 PI. Let's see. Oh, and Wes accidentally got a PI. Whoops. That's oopsie. Yeah, so Guild got screwed here. And Parse got a PI. So this pool is a mess with PI because this isn't supposed to happen. Parse isn't supposed to get any PIs. Orc is supposed to get 2 here. Gilg is supposed to get 3, and I'm supposed to get 5. If we were setting up PIs from scratch, Gilg would probably get 5 and I would get 3. But I was playing Flameshaper, and I was pretty sure that I would do more damage than Gilg on the boss, so I kind of finessed my way into 5. Gilg is a really good Evoker. Like, probably, when it comes to Skill Commander, I think he's, well, I'm certain he's better than me. Flameshaper, I think we're pretty even. I think I play very, very well most of the time. I can certainly compete, but he's a monster on Scale Commander, especially if there's multi-target. He's ridiculous. But I was pretty confident in the Flameshaper pick for this boss. You can see like he was smurfing on like wrenchmongers, but like the Giga Juice technicians, he was good on, but he wasn't like the top. I was pretty much bottom, or one of the bottom, except on this one, where I was the top, because that was the one we were told to kill. So, and then like these guys, I was pretty high on because I was pressing Firestorm, Fire Breath, and then press Dragon Rage for Pyre. I did a lot less for this one because I didn't have Snapfire and didn't have Dragon Rage for Pyre. That's the intermission ads. These guys, the sentries, these are pretty important ads. Guild was pretty decently high, but the carriers were the Shadow Priests and the Warlocks. So ultimately, when it comes down to playing Scale Commander or Flameshaper on this boss, I think it really comes down to, what do you need? Do you need to kill Phase 1 ads, like the Wrenchmonger and the Technician? And then the Sharpshot Sentries later on, because Flameshaper is going to be pretty bad at those. Like, they can single target them, but they're just going to, it's just going to be a straight trade for boss damage, where the Scale Commander can do both. Well, it can do all of it, I guess. It can do more boss damage while doing those, where the Flameshaper is doing either. It's doing one or the other, especially when it comes to hitting these things. These things are like, you are either targeting them as a Flameshaper or you are not hitting them at all. Like the one time I hit anything was with a Firestorm, and then with the proc Shattering Star. Right, I never targeted them at all. So, but Guild was able to Mass Disintegrate, Eternity Surge, Fire Breath. He had a lot more going on with them. Yeah, especially this set. This set's really important. So he was able to do a lot more on this set. As far as mobility, I felt just fine on Flameshaper. You have enough. Scale Commander obviously is more, but I also think it requires more because you have to dip into melee more often, whereas Flameshaper you can just kind of play where you are planted and you don't have to move around so much. So the trade-off is pretty obvious. But yeah, I really like Flameshaper on this boss. I think it's a very strong spec. I think Gilg would have, before he died, this was our Scale Commander, before he died, he was our top DPS. Not boss-wise, but he was up there. But you can see the difference, and and boss damage, right? Like, it's just what you prioritize, right? It's like Wrenchmonger damage, Dark Fuse Technician damage, and like Sharpshot Sentry damage versus boss damage, you know? So, yeah, this is getting pretty long. I'm going to wrap it up here. As far as like how everything went, I mean, I think I did pretty good. This guy obviously did really well for no externals. He did really good. But it's like Wrenchmonger damage, Technician damage, Sharpshot Sentry damage. That's, you know, same here. Technician damage, Wrenchmonger damage, Sentry damage. I feel like a boss damage, like, you know, it's a clear night and day difference between the Flameshaper and the Scale Commanders. I think Guild would be up here. I think he would be the top of the Scale Commanders, but it would still be a pretty big gap. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Appreciate anyone who's watched this far. Look forward to destroying this boss with 15% damage and Helm enchant and all that other fun stuff. It's gonna be ridiculous. And good luck on your prog. Hope you do well. Goodbye.